Shall we begin with Om?
Yes.
It is very easy now, after delicious lunch, to go to Nidra. You know the word Shiva. Shiva means pure consciousness. We are all Shiva. Why? Because pure consciousness expresses itself in psychophysic. If this consciousness is not there, then we become Shava, dead body. So, is it not better to be Shiva than Shava? Now, we go to the second step. The Yoga Nidra is practiced to master ourselves, to be in the state of consciousness itself, not to allow the sense organs to drive us to their desired ends or fantasies. So, how to remain pure in the state of pure consciousness? How it is efficacious? You might be knowing there are people who have the problem of insomnia. Is it insomnia?
Yes.
Now, this is the best antidote for insomnia. Also, this is the best for recreating or regenerating the dead cells. The health improves. Third factor is this, that during your normal sleep, you dream. There are desirable dreams and desirable dreams. Sometimes you have what is called, we say, nightmare. Nightmare is due to the hostile forces expressing themselves in our psychophysic. The Yoga Nidra is the best antidote for the nightmare. Sometimes the French word comes.
Good lunch.
Après bon appétit. C'est comment la confusion ça commence. So, now Yoga Nidra is practiced to eliminate all these undesirable aspects of our everyday life. Now, how can we practice Yoga Nidra? We just lie down like Shava, dead body. In French we say cadavre, like a dead body, straight. Now this also has a significance. Slowly what happens is that the consciousness gets liberated from the body and sense organs. Now, the consciousness should be given a right direction. Now you may say it's very difficult to do that way, because even if you lie down, the thoughts come. Thoughts desirable, undesirable thoughts come. How can we control ourselves? Yes, no. It is for that reason. Take for example, this morning during meditation, we repeated the mantra Om, Aim, Reem, Om. So every part of the body you can repeat. What happens is that positive energy starts manifesting itself in every cell and molecule of your body. This positive energy removes the negative energy. So slowly that harmony is brought about. Then when that harmony takes place, it is my experience, almost every day I practice this. I repeat the mantra. I do not undergo through whole process before that I am gone, enter into sleep. So people may be having difficulties in the beginning, but then this is very efficacious. So every part of the body you will repeat. The positive energy starts manifesting itself. It removes the negative energies. So harmony starts manifesting itself. So when the harmony manifests, the consciousness becomes that. The consciousness is drawn by the negative energy or negative force. Well then, how the negative energy is created? Through the senses. We hear or we see or whatever it is. It's all, they create all kinds of feelings. Now, what happens is that here the sense organs are, they remain cut off from the state of pure consciousness. They don't have the power to draw this state of being. So in our normal activities, it is the senses that guide us, control us. They are the masters. Now here, it is the pure consciousness that is the master of the body. So when that pure consciousness alone remains, you may say body is dead. No, the body is not dead. In the deep sleep, is the body dead? The consciousness is there. In the same way, here the pure consciousness retains the body, makes every cell and molecule active, and they become positive cells or positive molecules to regenerate positive cells. So when that harmony is brought about, now you need to give the direction to the consciousness to what is real, not imaginary. So what happens is that if you direct your consciousness to imaginary objects or whatever it is, you become that. Take for example, if you are overpowered by insomnia, one may suggest you think of 100 sheep passing through. What happens is consciousness becomes the sheep, and your whole being becomes sheep. We should not become that. We need to be what we are, pure consciousness itself. So how to give the direction to the pure consciousness? Expanding to the infinity. blue sky, or at night the sky is illuminated by the moonlight. So just go on expanding the consciousness as much as possible. The moonlight goes on revealing different stars or galaxies or planets or whatever it is. You may say planets, galaxies, they are also objects. Perfectly all right, but they exist. Even if they exist, the consciousness has the power to go further and further, beyond and beyond. So try to go as much as possible, deeper and deeper into the space. We don't need any spacecraft to take us there. Individual consciousness is enough. It takes you to the needed direction or whatever it is. So, it may be in the beginning difficult. So, if you find it difficult, again you may use the mantra Om Aim Bhim Om. Or if you don't want to, you want to change it, that is also possible. For example, in the science of the mantra, there are mantras. Atma me shuddhyantam jyotiraham virayami papma. My Atma, myself, is pure. May the self remain pure. Jyotiraham, I am that light itself. So try to expand the consciousness with the light. Maybe moonlight. Even if it is sunlight, perfectly all right. You have to remain in that state of luminosity. Well, then try to take the consciousness still higher. It is all beauty itself. So you get immersed in that beauty. The consciousness becomes beauty itself. So here the body and sense organs are, we are not conscious of the body and the sense organs. It's only consciousness. Then you can expand again, saying, this is full of love and joy. So that is how, step by step, you can go deeper and deeper. That is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, sitting also one can do it. Not necessarily one should lie down. It is likely that after the repetition of the mantra, you automatically go to sleep. Why you automatically go to sleep? Because the vibration of the mantra, it is positive energy, it brings harmony and peace in the psychophysic. When that harmony takes place, the tendency of the psychophysic is to go to sleep. So this is the first stage. If you go to sleep when repeating the mantra perfectly, all right, don't worry about it. Now, if you are able to go beyond, it is much more effective, because during that peaceful state, joyful state, here the cells, they get generated with the positive energy, with that beauty, with that love, and all that. So, next day morning when you get up, you feel you're full of peace, full of joy. And this peace and joy automatically expresses in the psychophysic. So that is one aspect of the Yoga Nidra. Well then, well, as I said, you can practice it sitting itself. It becomes a kind of meditation. Meditation also is in reality a kind of Yoga Nidra. Nidra means the sense organs are left inert, or the sense organs become dominated by the quality known as tamas. Don't worry even if it is tamas, the sense organs do not draw the consciousness. They remain as they are. Let them be as they are. Let consciousness alone be. Well then, when the consciousness alone is there, here what is called the psychophysic, it becomes transformed as that. We all know what we think we become. So here this thought of the reality, you become. So it can be done sitting also. Don't worry about how you are or your body is. This consciousness is an important factor. Well then, is it a state of samadhi? No. State of samadhi is quite different. In samadhi, the intelligence is not disturbed at all. Samana di. Di means intelligence. Samana. It remains non-perturbed. Intelligence expresses itself spontaneously. It is not conditioned, it is not contracted, it is not dominated by any other external forces. So, whereas for us, in the unconscious there are forces. What happens to those forces? Those forces are not able to receive the power of consciousness. So, if they don't receive the power of consciousness, what happens to them? They become dried. Say, for example, a seed, if it is to sprout, it needs the earth, water, sunshine, air, and also space. In the same way, here, those seeds are there. Those seeds need the power. Those seeds belong to the manifest world. So, this conscious power is beyond that, beyond the manifest objects or whatever it is. So, the seeds do not receive the needed sunshine, means power, heat, and also they don't have any space in it. They are not admitted. They are not admitted into heaven like our story yesterday. So if they are not admitted, what can they do? Slowly they lose their power. That is what Patanjali mentions. We have to reduce these seeds to the state of burnt state. Dagda bija avastha. Dagda means burnt. Bija, seed. If you burn the seed, it loses all power to sprout. So in the same way, in Yoga Nidra, all the unconscious impressions, they become reduced. They lose their power. When they lose their power, they can't express themselves as they used to express themselves before. So when they are not able to express, you retain your power of consciousness. It retains the inner harmony and peace, inner joy. So that becomes the force for our everyday life, everyday activities. Is it not better? Otherwise, what happens is that if you are affected by insomnia, next day there is no energy. I give you an example. We have a musician, a violinist. It is not the violin played like this. In French we say violoncelle. You keep it on the ground. Yeah.
Cello or viola?
Yeah. She doesn't sleep. Perhaps 3 hours maximum. If she doesn't sleep, she is very tired, cannot perform. So I told her, why not practice this? So she practices. Now the sleep hours went up 4 hours, then it went up to 5 hours. Swami, I feel so very well. You see, that is how slowly this intensity of consciousness is to be raised. So when, as all of us know, if we have had good sleep, we function well, we have energy. Whereas here, this energy is pure energy, gives a lot of power and force to function. So, this is how we have to go on improving our state of being. Well, you may say, in spite of all this, if my state of being doesn't improve, what am I to do? There are devices. Take for example, we have to observe our everyday life. How much of our life is lived unnaturally, or how much of our life has become artificial. In what way those artificiality we have to remove. Take for example, it's not to criticize. We have no time. We need to prepare our breakfast, instant breakfast, in 2 minutes. We do not know whether there are vitamins or not. We hurriedly consume and run to work. Stress begins. And with stress we enter our work spot. Well then, with that stress, are we able to communicate with our colleagues or whoever it is spontaneously in a right way? If you are not able to communicate, again stress builds up. And in the evening, when we finish our work, we say, I am burnt out. Why this burnt-out state comes to us? Because everything, everywhere, it is artificial. Even if we have to communicate with our colleagues or whoever it is, artificial smile. You have to smile. Though smile doesn't allow you to smile. artificial smile. Then you have to express yourself, though there is no heart, you have to say something. So imagine in how many ways our life has become artificial. Instead of artificial life, can we transform our life as beneficial life? So beneficial life is made possible by this way of functioning in everyday life. So it is here, the yoga with nidra is very, very beneficial, productive. I think I'll stop here. We have another 15 minutes, no?
Oh, actually, we break at 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a break so that